What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Midweek Survival Report. It's Wednesday, October 29th, and Earth is still ghetto. Rent's high, groceries cost the same as car payments, and somebody's uncle is arguing with a traffic cone. You know, normal planet behavior. I'm your host, trying to keep my sanity card laminated while the world flips the table every 5 minutes. Grab your coffee, your emotional support water bottle, and maybe a helmet, because today we're diving into the latest chaos, comedy, and questionable decisions happening across this celestial neighborhood. We'll talk culture, headlines, suspicious technology, and why raccoons are basically the crackheads of the animal kingdom. So lock in, turn me up, just loud enough to drown out reality, and let's figure out if there's still hope or if we should all be pricing UFO tickets on Craigslist. Let's get into it.
What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. It's rainy Wednesday. The weather is just it's been raining since Sunday. It's just been gloomy, and it's good sleeping weather for night shift workers, but it's just raining and everything. Went to the gym today. I went to the gas station. My new addictions are slushies. They have every flavor of slushie: orange creamsicle, white cherry, so many flavors, not enough time, and way cheaper than freaking Smoothie King and freaking what is that place? Chick-fil-A. So that's my new fix right now. Even though it's getting chilly, but I'm still into my ices. Other than that, y'all, I really don't have nothing to rap about, so let's hop into this news. Jasper County Sheriff's Office in Mississippi responded to a Facebook user asking if reports of aggressive escaped lab monkeys were a joke after a highway crash, and the sheriff responded, unfortunately not. So these monkeys have COVID and HIV in all of them. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, but it was a crash and they escaped. Trump appeals felony conviction, citing Supreme Court immunity. At least 64 people unalived in Rio's largest police raid on gangs. Mom tried to drown her kids in unalivement after drugging them with NyQuil, leaving them into a pond. 3 Wright-Patterson Air Force Base personnel were found unalived across multiple sites near Dayton. State and Air Force investigators are working to determine what led to the weekend tragedy. This dude was performing on stage, and this lady made him a sign and said, "You got a hole in your drawers." And he did indeed have a hole in his drawers. I mean, she was trying to help him out. Air Force Base worker unalives his wife, lieutenant, and himself. That's crazy. Elderly woman left behind by a cruise ship on Great Barrier Reef Island has found unalived. The Senate voted 52-48 to overturn Donald Trump's 50% tariffs on Brazil. A judge in Ohio sentenced a woman to life in prison without the possibility of parole for her fatal unalivement of a 3-year-old boy as he sat in a grocery cart outside of a supermarket. I'm surprised she don't have some kind of mental issues. So this group chases this girl to her home in an attempt at home invasion. Luckily, the girl made it inside to tell her family to call the police. That is crazy. I'm glad she felt like that was not like normal. A federal judge indefinitely bars Trump administration from firing federal workers during the government shutdown. A 13-year-old girl in Texas bit a man twice after he allegedly attempted to kidnap her while she was walking to school. Around 15 dancers were arrested during ICE raids while they were at work, and coming after the scrippers now. In Trinidad and Tobago, fishermen are staying home and a family mourns following U.S. airstrikes on alleged drug boats. Michelle Obama graces the cover of People. Jay-Z wins again. Judge rejects the restraining order filed by ex-guardian of a man claiming to be the rapper's son. A civil trial is underway in Virginia nearly 3 years after a then 6-year-old student pew-pewed his first grade teacher in an elementary school classroom. She's seeking $40 million. The Senate vote on bill to reopen government fails for the 13th time. A fan at Pittsburgh Penguins game was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries after falling from the upper deck of the PPG Paints Arena. A plane crashed while en route to Kenya's popular Masai Mara Reserve, and 12 people are feared unalive. Mega Millions is $714 million. Well, they got these little boo-boos on here. A California woman on trial for taking her chickens from one of the Purdue Farms major poultry plants has put animal treatment at slaughterhouse in the national spotlight as the defense argues she rescued the birds from abuse. So she took 4 chickens from the farm to rescue them. UPS just laid off 48,000 people. After 18 innings, 609 pitches, and 6 hours and 39 minutes of World Series insanity, what kind of state will the Dodgers and Blue Jays face in Game 4? Game 3 was the longest in World Series history. That was way too long. U.S. Air Force Reserve hurricane hunters flew straight through Category 5 Melissa, capturing an incredible view from inside the storm's eye. Couldn't be me. Roughly 24 states are suing Trump over his refusal to fund food stamps during the government shutdown. Texas sued the makers of Tylenol, alleging the companies hid the drug links to autism following unproven claims by President Trump. A flight from Chicago to Germany was diverted to Boston after men stabbed 2 teenage passengers with a metal fork. What do they have going on? Russia says it has successfully tested an experimental nuclear-powered cruise missile with unlimited range, but many Western experts have questioned the value of the missile, and some say it doesn't do anything Russia can't do already. There are at least 196 uncontacted indigenous groups still living around the world, many of them threatened with extinction, the human rights organization Survival International said in a report released on Monday. So this dodo bird, substitute teacher, got fired, and this is why.
We got a new hustle unlocked. I'm a school teacher now. Little breakfast. Let's get the day roll. Who would have ever thought? Yes, ma'am. Today was really a breeze. My kids ain't had to do too much, man. To be honest, I let them do whatever they want to do. Yes, I'm that type of teacher. Took me a little lunch break. Yeah, they got it going on at this joint. They stay bound. Okay, then. Damn, shorty. Sheesh. Man, I gotta get up out these school kids trying to take me down, man. Then I look so young. I look like one of them.
Now, why would you think any of this was okay? First, you documenting, like, filming kids. Then you trying to holler at one of the kids, like, oh my gosh. This young generation. Neutrogena, a popular cosmetic brand, is voluntarily recalling disposable makeup wipes that may have been contaminated with a bacteria that can cause serious health risks. That was scary. I used to use those. Members of New York City's notorious Five Families are known by many names. At least a dozen men with alleged ties to the mafia can now add a new moniker to the mix. Defendants in federal investigation dubbed Operation Royal Flush. Now I gotta look up who are the 5 families. The Trump administration on Monday asked the Supreme Court to allow it to fire the director of U.S. Copyright Office. The administration's newest emergency appeal to the High Court was filed a month and a half after federal appeals court in Washington held that the official could not be fired. In Iceland, you can actually stand between the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates, touching both continents at once. You get a superpower doing this. Alright. This is what's happening over in Jamaica right now. They're going through it. Yes, this is the airport. Yeah, everybody that's stuck there is going to be stuck there for a minute. Because that airport is not going to be functional. Unless you got big money for somebody to get you a private plane. Justin Bieber posted up with his wife. He said it's my forever date. And this is Tulane University releases a statement after the monkeys that were transported from the university carried COVID, herpes, and hepatitis. Yeah, they on the loose. Mariah Carey's getting ready for Christmas. You know she loves it. She gets some extra money every year for this. Pastor Jamal Bryant is encouraging his congregation to help give to those at risk of losing SNAP benefits instead of giving to the church. Something positive the church is doing. Blue Ivy and Miss Tina was out when she was getting her philanthropy award at the Angel Ball. I love how close Blue is with her grandma. The cutest. A man sells everything he owns and borrows money to place a $225,000 bet on the Dodgers to win the series. I hope he gets it back. 'Cause it ain't over yet. Would you spend $250,000 on a trip to Cancun? No, unless I'm buying a house over there for one trip. I mean, Cancun is nice, but I mean, it's Cancun. It's like spending $250,000 in Miami. $70,000 on shopping, and y'all the only one shopping down there because the cartel runs the malls. They do have some fancy stores. $3,000 a night, penthouse suite. What's the view look like? Because I didn't have the same tub situation for way cheaper. $50,000 on dinners. Y'all was wildin'. I mean, this was a several couples trip, so it wasn't like one couple, but still, is this like a trip of a lifetime? Like you guys are never going to travel again? $6,000 for that tomahawk, $3,000 for unlimited massages, $5,000 on sections. Please. You can do way better and cheaper. Like, y'all kind of got ripped off, but go ahead. Trump says he doesn't like good-looking people. He's never liked good-looking people. DoorDash is also going to be giving away free meals if SNAP doesn't kick in. I'm going to be watching DoorDash, see if they actually do it. Would you rather be famous for 1 year or respected for a lifetime but unknown? Definitely respected. I would not want to be famous. Alright, let's see what I got on my story times. She kind of ate with this post when you see your stepkid's mom in public.
Did it just fall? I got that on recording.
Oh shit, what we do?
He literally dropped the ring in the water. This was a sign. I don't care what you say, that's a sign.
If my wife ever gets paralyzed from the waist down, I hope she knows that I'm still eating that paralussy, okay?
The paralussy.
Since we're all sharing our worst first dates, let me tell you mine. I never thought I was going to share this with the internet because there's so many elements of this that's so bad. Here we go. I matched with this guy. His name was Gospel. That is his name, and I think his behavior that night was so heinous that he doesn't warrant anonymity. And also, his name's Gospel. That adds to the story. This was like 4 years ago. We match on Hinge. And we're going back and forth. He says, hey, let's do like a wine and paint night. I say, that sounds so fun. We end up having a wine and paint night at my place. Now, I've since grown up a little since then. That was 4 years ago. I was 26, new to the dating app world. I was just inviting people over to my house for the first night. I've stopped scheduling first dates at my apartment. At the time, I'm living in downtown Los Angeles. He texts me saying, hey, I'm here. I'm in the parking lot. We're going to walk to a Target that was nearby, and we were going to buy wine and painting supplies and have like a little night of that. So I go and I meet him in the parking lot. Right when I meet him in the parking lot, he does this number. And he goes, oh my God, I forgot my wallet. Now that should have been my sign to be like, oh, you should go then, because parking isn't free. I don't know what I'm doing, so I say, no problem. He's like, do you mind? Like, I can Venmo you. I'm like, sure. I pay his $7 to park at my apartment. We start walking to Target. He's walking in front of me. I don't like that. We get to Target. We start shopping around. We get like paints. We get easels. We get a bottle of wine. We get to the checkout. Again, I forgot that he didn't have his wallet. As we're scanning, I'm standing there in my head wondering like, oh, is he gonna pay for all this? Then suddenly, right when I'm at the register, I go, this bitch doesn't have his wallet. So he looks at me and he goes, sorry, I don't have my wallet. I'm like, pay for everything at Target. We walk back to my place. He stops at his car and he goes, oh wait, can I get my backpack from my car? Why am I letting a stranger with a backpack enter my apartment? I don't know. I go, sure, get your backpack. He gets his backpack. We walk into my apartment. He's wearing like a black zip up and like gray joggers. Okay? So not really dressed up for a first date. It's fine. We're just going to hang out at my apartment. We get inside my apartment. We sit at my table in my kitchen. We start talking to each other. Again, I just met this man, so I don't know anything about him. So we're just going back and forth. We're sitting down. He opens up his backpack. He tells me, oh, I brought a gift for you. I say, wait, that's so nice. He is Nigerian. He says, yeah, in my culture, in Nigerian culture, if you go to someone's house for the first time, you have to bring them a gift. I say, oh, that's so sweet. He pulls out a diptyque candle. I say, okay. He hands me the candle. I say, this is so nice of you. I put it on the table. Then he tells me that he just came back from a bachelor party and that he has party favors in his backpack. If you know what I mean, then you know what I mean. If you don't worry about it. I go, okay. He starts pulling out the party favors. He has one party favor and another party favor. He asks if I'd like to imbibe in either of the party favors. I say, no, thank you. I just met you. I, again, should have been like, you need to leave. I don't know you, and now you're bringing party favors into my apartment. You've got to go. I'm just a child. I'm just a girl. I will say that one of the party favors he brings is, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, so I'm going to say grass. Grass, and then another party favor. I for sure say no to this party favor, but I say yes to the grass. I watch him roll up the grass, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe this will calm me down. He passes me the grass, I imbibe in the grass, and then it doesn't calm me down, it makes me more paranoid. Now I'm thinking, oh my god, I'm gonna die. I just took grass from a stranger. I'm going to die now. I start to panic. I don't die. Spoiler alert. Now we've chatted, whatever. I've calmed down. Everything's fine. Now we start to paint each other. I actually still have these paintings somewhere in my apartment lying around. This is a new apartment, but I still have them. If you want to see them, tell me. We're talking as we're painting. He's being super cheesy. He's just like, at that time I had just gotten out of a 12-year relationship. He's like, wow, I can't believe a guy would have fumbled you. Like, look at you. You're at your place. My apartment in downtown was sick. Floor to ceiling glass. It was beautiful. Decorated very nicely. I can show you that too if you're interested. He's like, look at this place, look at what you do, you're so successful, like how could somebody have fumbled? And I'm just like, okay, you're being cheesy, you don't know me, I could be insane. The best thing that came of this night is that he introduced me to Fleabag, which is such a good show. Go and sit on my couch. Now we're just watching Fleabag. Oh, side note, I told you I engaged in the grass party favor. He had been engaging in both party favors. So we do grass together, and then he does the rest of it on his own, and I'm just kind of watching this man do this in my living room, and I'm like, who is this? And why am I allowing this? We're watching Fleabag. He goes, do you mind if I change into something more comfortable? I go, no problem. He then takes off his sweater. Underneath his sweater, all he's wearing is a white tank top, like a wife pleaser, if you will. He takes that off, and now this man is just shirtless in his joggers in my living room. Now, I will say he did have a six-pack, and so ultimately, like, that wasn't the biggest problem. I'm just like, okay, why is he naked? Like, I'm fully in my clothes. What is happening? Obviously, now I'm like, okay, something's gonna happen. Like, we're gonna get into something. We end up kissing. Okay, we're kissing, and then he's like, do you want to move to your bedroom? Fine, whatever, we're here. Let's get on with it. He was a good kisser, and he was fit. So we go to my bedroom, and now we're doing what people do in a bedroom. And this is the part that like really just makes me so upset every time I think about it. I haven't gone over it. He has been imbibing in this party favor all night, so he is sweaty and but he's sweating a lot, and I'm just kind of like, this is kind of grossing me out. He is on top of me, and he is sweating, and he's making these like crazy noises, and I'm just like, okay, this is like really a bit much for me. On my bed, I have a $75 Anthropologie pillow that I love dearly. I watch this man grab my Anthropologie pillow, use it, and wipe his whole body down with it so that way the sweat gets off of his body, and then throw the Anthropologie pillow across my room. Oh my god, I've never been more violated. We finish, thank god. I'm so over this guy now. Continues to imbibe in his party favors, this man named Gospel, who's the son of a preacher. We finish, I go into my restroom, he walks to my living room, whatever. I come out of the restroom, why is this man at my fridge helping himself to my grapes? I go, oh, you're really making yourself comfortable. He goes, sorry, I was a little hungry. And then he goes, do you have food? No, I don't have food. You need to leave. You know, at this point, I have no backbone. I don't know how to say no to anyone. And when he says that he's hungry, he goes, hey, I noticed a hibachi food truck outside of your place. I said, yeah, there's a hibachi food truck out there. He goes, I'm kind of hungry. Are you? I say, no. I kind of want some of that. I say, okay, well, it's right outside, so maybe on your way to your car, you can go get that. He goes, no, come on, let's go together. I don't know how to say no, so I say, okay. Walk with this man downstairs to the hibachi steak food truck. And as we're walking there, I'm just like, I'm so over this. I really just want this night to end. We're waiting in line. He's making conversation with me. I'm just like, please let this night end. We get to the front. He's like, what are you going to order? I say, I don't want anything. I'm not hungry. He goes, oh, okay. He orders lobster fried rice and a steak. As he's standing there finishing ordering, the girl says, okay, that'll be $40. This man steps to the side like this and looks at me as if he were a child and I was his mother, because remember, he doesn't have his wallet. And I should have been like, oh, sounds like you can't get your food. Sounds like you should walk to your car and I'm going to walk to my apartment. Bye, see you never. I don't do that. I say, and here's my card. Go ahead, charge it. Jazz. I pay for the hibachi. We walk back to my apartment. I'm in such an annoyed mood. It's like almost 2 o'clock in the morning at this point. We sit in my living room. We're watching Fleabag. He's eating his food. He goes, wow, like, is this what it would be like to be married to you? Like, I could really see myself spending the rest of my life with you. I say, you're crazy. You need to leave. I'm never going to talk to you after this night. He eats his stupid little food. I say, okay, I'm tired. Like, I need you to leave. He goes, okay, like, do you want to go again? And I say, no, thank you. And he goes, are you sure? leaves my apartment. As he's at my door, it's like the end of January, so Valentine's Day is around the corner. He goes, hey, like, I'd really love for you to be my Valentine. If you're free Valentine's Day weekend, like, I'd love to take you out. I just go, oh my God, please leave. Like, please get the hell out of here. I say, okay, yeah, we'll talk about it later. Bye. I say bye to him. He walks out. That night, I sleep on my couch because I can't dream of sleeping in my bed. My bed feels so violated and disgusting. My poor Anthropology pillow just ruined in the corner. I couldn't. It was a crime scene. I couldn't go back in there. Sleep on my couch. I wake up in the morning. His party favors are all around my apartment. I'm like mortified by this. I start picking everything up. I start cleaning. I change my sheets. I wash my sheets. Like, he's already texted me saying, I had such a good night. Your wifey material. One of my best friends, Alana, I'm on the phone with her. I'm telling her everything. And I say, the only good thing that came of it is that I learned Fleabag and I got a diptyque candle out of it. No problem. Finally finished cleaning. I'm thinking, I'm gonna light that candle and just call it a day. The way that this man took his candle back. That candle was nowhere to be found. It was not in my apartment. When he was packing up his little backpack, putting all his stuff in there, he put the candle back in there. Months later, I get a Venmo from him, and it says, no currency, just vibes. And it's like the exact $70 down to the cents charge.
I guess at least he paid you back.
My coworker just said, hypothetically, if your husband cheated on you, first of all, I'm the wrong person to ask. I'm on antipsychotics. Why would you hypothetically anything for me? I'm about to clock out and kill him and her, and he probably at home playing with the kids. So yesterday I had a 6-guy backdoor scene, and I want to tell you about it. So I've been performing for 16 years. I'm totally fine with doing backdoor stuff. I'm fine with everything. And there's a few little tips and tricks that I've picked up along the way to make it flawless. So the first tip that one of the girls back in the day taught me was to stop eating at about 5 p.m. the night before, because you want your digestion to be complete. You want to know like when you're gonna finish that digestion process so that you can, time it correctly. So that's one thing I do. I always stop eating at like 5 p.m. the night before. Like the morning of, I will clean out, make sure everything's good, see how we're feeling, see how my tummy's doing. If my tummy's great, I'll take like 1 Imodium and call it good. Show up to set, do a quick rinse before the scene, make sure everything's good, it usually is, and have a great scene. If it's not, in the morning, if it's a little like, oh, I don't know, my stomach, I had Indian food, I don't know, I will take 2 Imodium. 1 as soon as I get on set. 1 in the morning when I get on set. And yes, Imodium messes up my system so bad, but I would rather have that than possibly a disaster on set, if you know what I mean. Plus, last night, there was like 5 or 6 people that were there just as extras. So it was not just like me and my own shame at stake, it was like literally like in this like closed box with all these strangers and 6 other dudes, and I was like, we gotta be good. There can be no mistakes today. If I was better, I would probably start stretching and preparing with like these things called dilators, like a few days to a week beforehand, just to like make sure everything's like nice and loose and happy. I can't go into detail, but you know what I mean. And some girls I know will like wear like a little plug like in the morning, or I don't know, I've heard them wearing them for hours. You just have to find one that's comfortable, because they can be uncomfortable to like sit with a plug in you. But they make really comfortable ones. So some girls do that. I don't do that. I do have a dilator kit that I will use before the scene, which is just increasingly bigger sizes. And that's great. It works so well. That's usually all I need. Of course, like when you're on set during the scene, like they're so kind. Everyone treats you like a princess. If you're doing like backdoor stuff, everyone's like, are you okay? Do you need anything? Do you want water? I mean, they're always like that, but they're even more nice because a lot of girls will not eat the entire day of the scene because they're just so scared about like
kickstarting that digestion again. And so that's like a kind of fail safe to make sure like everything stays like stuck, you know. It's not the best, but again, you know, we all just want to show up and make everyone's day nice and not have any accidents, so it's worth it. The guys don't care though, honestly. They're so fucking like jaded with this shit. They're like, whatever, it's great. But I care, and especially if there's another girl in the scene. There wasn't yesterday, but still, there's another girl in the scene. I'm like even more careful, because like, oh my god, I don't want her like, you know, the horror. They always let you kind of like try it out off camera before the scene starts. So usually you'll do like the first few positions, and then they'll be like, okay, do you want to take a break? Do you want to go check, make sure everything's good? Do you want to like warm up off camera? So usually the guys are like, I'll help you. And they're so kind. So you can kind of like go real slow, get used to it, make sure everything feels good, do it without people watching, just like we get our own little spot. It's very nice. And so I always do that, and they're always very kind to help me. And then you just do the scene and hope for the best. You just hope everything worked. All your little preparation was, you know, on point, and most of the time it is. But the funniest part is after the scene. So then you go back home, right? Like, the pancake poops. It's so funny when you've, like, been with someone who's, like, really big. You'll get, like, really big sized, you know. And it's so funny. The first time I saw that, I was like, oh my god, what is going on? But it's okay. It's just like the first day after, if you even can poop, you know, like all that Imodium, like that's the best. I'd rather have a pancake poop than not, but you know, can't always get what you want. And like the farts, like I've always been like a person that's like poop, poop, you know, it's like a very dainty lady fart. But after like doing like backdoor stuff, it's just like it makes me laugh so much. I'm just not used to it. It's just not how my body works. But yeah, after scenes like that, that's what happens, and I'm always laughing. So I'm just like, just give me a day or two, we'll get back to normal. And some girls, like when I was in Eastern Europe, when I was in Budapest working a lot of girls do that stuff out there. It's like every scene seems to be backdoor. And so they had this like great stuff that you could just, it was like willow oak bark, and there was like a gel with like aloe and some other herbs and stuff in it, and you just kind of like put it on the outside and a little bit inside, right? And it helps, you know, make everything kind of come back to normal, because things get really enlarged afterwards, and so it kind of just brings it back. This time I just bought some like preparation H, which also works. So there's things that you can do to just kind of like make everything come back to normal if it was like a really intense scene and things got real rough. And this is a little side note, because it's supposed to be a funny post, but like I also do a lot of like Kegels and pelvic floor exercises, because you're like stretching everything out and loosening everything out, and I just want to make sure that like the main muscles that are there are staying, you know, strong. I don't do these scenes a lot because I do like to make sure I have time to like recuperate and make sure everything's happy again before I just like, you know, go put it through the ringer. Personally, I enjoy backdoor stuff, but it doesn't give me as much pleasure as like normal stuff. But I do like it, and you get paid more, so that's nice. So I'm just like, for sure. And yeah, just like drinking a ton of water. It's so important, especially if you're not eating. Keeping your sugars up is really important. So yesterday I had like coconut water. It was a really late scene. We didn't actually start shooting until 8 p.m. So I actually did eat all day yesterday. I was a little nervous because I'm usually you shoot in the mornings. So you can kind of like not eat, you know, and then everything's good. But I was like, you know, I think I know my body enough. I think we're gonna be okay. And it was okay. It was totally okay. So yeah. But then it's like all about water, and it's all about fiber, because you need to like get that shit moving again. Like I've heard of some girls, it's so funny, like your after backdoor meal, like some girl, like I know for me, and I've heard this from a lot of people, you just want a fucking cheeseburger. Oh my god, all you want is a big fucking meaty cheeseburger. And I think it's just because you're hungry and you want calories. But, like, I always want a fucking cheeseburger after a backdoor scene. But yeah, I've had a lot of friends ask me about that, about, you know, guys that are like, oh, I want to try this with you, and they're nervous and whatever. And first of all, don't do anything you don't want to do. Second of all, practice on your own first. Like, it's a lot of pressure to never try something, especially like that, and then just, like, jump into it with someone that you're just, like, situation shipping, you know? So experiment with yourself. I mean, the smallest size is going to be, like, a smallest little toy they could use is tiny. They get bigger and bigger, but, like, if you're doing it yourself, you can really feel how things expand, how they feel, if you even enjoy it. It's a lot of pressure to just not prep at all, not clean out, and then just, like, jump into bed with someone. I would not recommend that. That sounds like a nightmare and trauma waiting to happen. Because, like, the best way to feel pleasure is to be relaxed. And to be relaxed, you can't be in pain. So there shouldn't be pain. There is stretching sensation, but that's why, if, you know, in an ideal world, you'd be stretching a few days before you actually plan to do anything with someone. But yeah, the scene went great, and now I have a few days off, so I'm really excited to just relax and, relax, repair, recuperate, watch some Netflix, and play on TikTok.
I would never expect this girl to do stuff like this. Pancake poops, cheeseburger, Imodium, stretching. This is a lot. There's somebody somewhere with a butt plug just hanging out, waiting on a scene. Yeah.
So this whole time, I'm thinking, like, I'm BBW. And I was talking to this dude, and I'm like, you know, I'm BBW type stuff. And he was like, you're not BBW. Like, I'm like, what? What you mean? Like, this whole time, this in my head, this is what I'm thinking. Okay, well, hold on, let me show you. I'm like, I think I'm BBW, like, this whole time. And I'm just like, well, then what am I? He was like, you just big. So...
He ain't right.
Then you gonna clean the garage. Then you gonna go upstairs and clean the attic. You don't even have an attic. Well, then you build a damn attic then, Norbert, and then clean it. I'm going upstairs to take a bubble bath.
Give him an Oscar.
So story time about the swinger couple I hooked up with where the wife made me eat the dude's cream pie out of her. Fair warning, this story is graphic, so viewer discretion advised. So before I get into it, first, a little bit of background. I've been a third in the swinger lifestyle since about 2019 or so. So this definitely was not my first rodeo when it comes to stuff like this. So about a month ago, I met this couple on Facebook, and they're nice, decent people. They're both older than me too. I'm 30 and they're both like in their early 40s. All three of us know what's going on and we all want the same thing. So as we're talking and planning it and setting it up, the husband, he's fucking into it, man. Like, really into it. And I'll tell you something about white people in the kink space, particularly white men. They love black men, okay? They do. Whether they're straight, gay, doesn't matter. So I am this dude's fantasy, okay? He's like, man, I can't wait to see her get railed by a fucking BBC. I was like, yeah, cool, bro. You seem more into it than she is, but let's do it. So we meet up at a hotel room that they bought. And when I walk in there, we immediately get to it. I mean, not even 5 minutes in. We get down to it, and it is fucking great, let me tell you. Some of the best sex I have had in a while, let me tell you. And again, the person getting the most out of it, out of all three of us, is the husband. Seeing his wife in this position is his dream come true, okay? So after about 45 minutes, I finally tap out, like, okay, I'm done. I gotta catch my breath for a minute. So as I'm laying there in the bed recuperating, they're still going at it. The husband gets on top of her missionary style, and he is just going at it, man, like full-on Energizer Bunny. He is charged the fuck up right now on some Super Saiyan shit. So after about 5 minutes of that, he finally, blows inside her. So finally, at the end of it, I'm literally laying there like Iron Man from the Avengers, like, okay, yeah, we're done. Do you guys want to get shawarma? But the wife ain't finished yet. In a sinister move, bro, she flips over, gets on top of me, pins my wrist to the bed, and just fully squats right on my face. And not only is she just sitting there, she's grinding. Again, after the dude had already in her. Now you're probably thinking, oh, it's so gross, how could you do that, blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing. She was grinding so hard and so forcefully, I couldn't even really taste anything. The best way I can describe it is she deep-throated me without a penis. Fellas, ladies, you ever deep-throated or been deep-throated by someone and they make that sound? She did that to me without a penis, so much so that I seriously could not breathe. So I'm gripping the sheets, like I'm sitting there going like, and the husband's like, yeah, fuck yeah. It was so unexpected and just so sudden, I didn't even know what to do or say. I was trapped. I was worthless. So anyway, after all that happens, we clean up and we all go home. And the fucked up thing is, I'm still in communication with this couple. So much so that we're gonna set up another meeting hopefully soon. Keep in mind, all this went down like 3 weeks ago. So yeah, that's the story of my life. Fun times.
Justin, what happened to my algorithm? My algorithm took a turn. Everybody's like, how did I end up here? Somebody say, you look so sweet and innocent. Bruh.
I hate when people yawn all ignorant and loud like, go take a nap. Sit up there blowing and breathing and on people like that. Man, go lay down somewhere with that. Citation. You don't even know how to conduct yourself right. You just breathing on my neck. You sleepy, go lay down. I hate when people...
She's sick of it.
How the fuck would you like to pay off all your credit card debt 2 months ago, and then boom, the government shut down? Now you gotta rely off your fucking credit cards again. Day 26 and the government's closed. How the hell I'm gonna wipe my nose? I know. It's that revolution. That's their revolution, not mine. I'll take my pay stub and guess what I see? Them bitches still taking out their money for the taxes. Yeah, for the taxes. And I thought, how the fuck is the government supposed to be closed? But I check my taxes and they still taking them out. And I scream to the top of my lungs, I need to pay my bills. And I need to pay my bills. Pay my bills. But I can't. The government is closed. And I'm trying to pay my bills. Pay my bills. But I can't. 'Cause the government is closed. Now I'm looking at my bank statement. My checking account is in the negative. 'Cause guess what? I over fucking draft. And now I'm looking at my credit cards like I just paid y'all off 3 fucking months ago. And all of a sudden I'm back in fucking debt. What's going on? I need y'all to open the fuck back up. I need to go back to work, but I can't. The government is shut down. I'm about to lose my mind. I miss work. I gotta go back to work and pay my fucking bills 'cause I don't wanna be in debt. Even though I just paid off my credit card like 3 fucking months ago. I'm off this bitch.
Listen. Tens. I could cry. I could laugh. I can light a lighter. Somebody saw her. This song slaps in 2025. All right, y'all. That is the show. Inspirations on the way. Y'all stay blessed.
Rejection rehab. I'm your counselor, your tour guide for today, Pastor Mike Jr. And most people don't successfully fulfill this course because they can't handle the friction or when life gets hot, and because they are unaware of their blind spots. So what's a blind spot, Pastor Mike? Please put this in your notes. A blind spot is a character trait or a way you move that everyone can see is wrong or unhealthy but you. That's a blind spot. A blind spot is an area of your life that is unhealthy, watch this, and it's affecting others, but you don't notice it or feel it. Okay? I'm gonna give you practical examples, and I give you personal examples, okay? Practical example, don't laugh. Online, don't laugh. In the room, don't laugh. Hear me when I say this, okay? Have you ever been around somebody who was super cute, super fine, outfit on point, breath stank? So because the fit was on point, they was walking with a level of boldness. But the blind spot was the fact that they couldn't smell what you were smelling. Now there are two types of people. There are two types of people, three types of people. I say that, three types of people. One type of person who will slip you a mint. They won't even say a word, slip you a mint, and the slipped mint is an indication that there's a problem. Second type of person won't say nothing. They'll just let you walk around with it. Third type of person gonna let everybody know. Ooh, ooh, you need to do something about that. Question I want to ask you is, which one of them three are you? 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 One of my blind spots is when I really love you, I realize I don't like confrontation. Hear me now, because it's weird what I'm about to say, and only three of y'all gonna catch it. I don't like confrontation, but when it comes to it, I'm overly confrontational. I'm either gonna completely avoid it or jump all the way in. Who am I preaching to? So for me, because one of my blind spots is I don't like confrontation, I do the people I love a disservice when I don't address things that should be addressed. Michael, which one of you? What's your blind spot? Which one of you? Do you overvalue what you do while undervaluing what other people do? No, the church is dope because I preach. Not because the worship is incredible and the production is on point and the ushers love you so well. See, a blind spot is when you maximize your strength and minimize their strength while minimizing your weakness while maximizing their weakness. It's called a blind spot. And sadly, many of us right now have these blind spots that are feeding our rejections. And I want to give you 6 symptoms of individuals with rejection infections. Michael, rejection infections. Let's do 6 symptoms. Are you ready? Number 1, don't shout ouch when I get to you. Easily offended. Ouch. Easily offended. Let's break that down. You tend to overreact. You see rejection in ambiguous situations. Now, I want to leave that up for a second. You see rejection in ambiguous situations. That's a cold statement if you break down each word. Ambiguous, that weird spot where is it or isn't it? So let's make that make sense, PMJ. You see rejection in stuff that wasn't even towards you. You're so easily offended that, like Saul, you can be on the throne jealous of David. Because people not even talking to you. So let's deal with this easily offended. Finish this statement. Saul has killed his, but David killed his. I'm going to say it again. Saul killed his, David killed his. I need a little help in the comments. Saul killed his, David killed his. See, you have rejection issues and you are easily offended when you bypass your praise and focus on the praise of others. Yeah, you know, so-and-so did a good job, but did you see so-and-so? Why they always got to bring that up? Easily offended. This is critical right here. You respond to small rejections as big deals. Michael, big deals, not being picked, not being told good job, not being told you were great today, not being told this or what you desire to hear. Easily offended. Number 2, unable to move forward. Unable to move forward. Listen to this. You paralyze yourself by overthinking about problems instead of possibilities.
I'm the founder of Mudwater, and a lot of people ask, what is the difference between Mudwater and mushroom coffee?
by overthinking about problems instead of possibilities. You paralyze yourself by only focusing on your problems, not the possibilities. I wonder who's watching and listening to me right now, stuck in 6 months ago, because you're still maximizing the problem. Who? I wonder who right now is still stuck. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Joshua, how long will you mourn over my servant? So it got so bad for Joshua that he got to a point to where God said, Joshua, my servant Moses is dead. Now I need you to catch this now. Why would God make an obvious statement to a person who's crying over the statement already? It was not the fact that Joshua didn't know Moses was dead. He was still dealing with the grief of no longer having Moses in his life. He was stuck on the problem and was missing the possibility that it was his time to take people to another level. And somebody in this room right now, you are so busy focused on your last ouch that you're missing the fact that your last ouch was an opportunity for you to walk into your new season. Sometimes God has to hurt us to help us. He has to reject us to direct us. And many of us right now are struggling because all we see is the problem. All we see is the problem. Number 3, angry outburst. You focus on the other person. That's critical. You focus on the other person rather than on your inner struggles. Wow. Rejection. You focus on the other person versus your inner struggles. You know what I discovered? Some of the greatest battles you will ever fight in life will be the battles of trying to convince you that you're the problem. Jesus Christ. Wow. Because I don't know about you, unless you have an extreme sense of maturity, it's kind of hard to see the wrong in me. So what happens, Pastor Mike, is we develop this ability to, number 1, be easily offended, unable to move forward, angry outburst. Number 4, we become overprotective. You protect yourself from being rejected by withdrawing socially and being extremely attentive and caring of others. Now here's a blind spot somebody's going to catch right here and say, Lord, please help me. You become overprotective of being rejected by being proactive in your love for others. So you will nurture them and do everything they need and have no idea in your heart and in your head, I'm doing this. So this way I'm building relational equity. So now your ability to hurt me is limited because you need me so much. Y'all don't like me today, but it's cool. So you protect yourself from being rejected by withdrawing socially or being extremely attentive and caring to others. Number 5, an apathetic attitude. An apathetic attitude. You pretend to not care or numb your soul to the pain. I'm only gonna preach to 3 of y'all and you ain't got to say amen, so I just say what I've been saying lately. I don't care. Somebody just please say, Pastor, we in the same vein right now. You know so-and-so said, I don't care. You know so-and-so, I don't care. I don't care. Because in your head, you're trying to convince, oh, Jesus. Your head is trying to convince your heart that it don't matter. But no matter how much you tell your head tells your heart it don't matter, heart gonna feel what it wanna feel. This is why, and I need you to catch this now, and I need you to really, really catch this. You pretend not to care or you numb your soul to the pain. That's crazy. Numb your soul to the pain. I was tripping the other day on the flight because I was thinking about numbing medicine, all right? Numbing medicine. So I've been tripping lately on, okay, man, numbing medicine. How you do numbing medicine? And I never forget when my wife was about to have a baby and they gave her the shot in the back. It's called an epidural, right? Shot in the back, epidural. That always bothered me Because I would think the pain would be here.
Yeah.
But they shot it here. I never get, when I had to go to the dentist and they had to do all this stuff on me, I never get, they shot me here. When I really thought they kind of would have, I'm like, no, if the teeth is the issue, why would you shoot the gums? If the stomach is where it's coming from, why would you hit the back? And then I started realizing that in order to effectively numb the area you need to work on, you have to numb the area around it. Hear me, PMJ, and many times, many of us don't even realize that some of the extraction in your life of people, places, and things is God numbing the stuff around you so he can actually start working on you without those around you sending up signals that something is happening to you. Michael! No, because if I wanted to deal with you spiritually, yet the people around you kept pulling you swirly, it's hard for me to work on you when there's sensories around you suggesting to you to do something different. And I need you to understand that many of us also have, put this in your notes, hyper-independence. Hyper-independence. Pastor Mike, what's hyper-independence? You're not afraid of rejection, but you do a great job avoiding it. Yeah. I ain't gonna let you reject me. I'll just reject you. Michael, can I preach to 3 people in here who right now, Pastor Mike, no, they don't want me in their life, they ain't gotta be in my life, but I tell you what, before they get the chance to push me away, I'll just what? Walk away. And many of us have no idea that this is a symptom of rejection. What am I talking about, PMJ? We're talking about 6 symptoms of individuals with rejection infections. Hyper-independence. So what's the big idea of the day, Pastor Mike? Just because you experience rejection does not mean you have to embrace rejection.
Hey, Jim, I'm just